How do genes influence bipolar disorder development? Imagine your brain as a busy city with countless roads and signals guiding how everything works. Genes are like the blueprint for building and maintaining that city. When it comes to bipolar disorder, genetics play a big role in shaping how the brain functions and how susceptible someone might be to the condition. Research shows that genetics can contribute anywhere from about 40% to 80% of the risk, meaning genes are a major piece of the puzzle. But having these genetic factors doesn't mean you will definitely develop bipolar disorder. Environmental factors like stress, trauma, or substance use also influence whether symptoms appear. Family studies help us understand this connection better. If someone has a close relative with bipolar disorder, such as a parent or sibling, their chances of developing it are significantly higher than for someone with no family history. For example, children of someone with bipolar disorder are several times more likely to experience it themselves. The risk lessens as relatives become more distant, but it remains elevated compared to the general population. This pattern suggests that inherited genetic variations, rather than a single gene, increase vulnerability. Bipolar disorder is considered a polygenic disorder, which means many genes each contribute small effects rather than one gene causing it outright. Large genetic studies have identified dozens of genes and hundreds of genetic variants linked to bipolar disorder. These genes are involved in important brain processes like neural signaling and brain plasticity, which help the brain adapt and respond to experiences. Interestingly, some of these genetic variations are shared with other mental health conditions like schizophrenia, depression, and attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, indicating common biological pathways. Different types of bipolar disorder may have slightly different genetic influences. For example, bipolar type 1 tends to have a stronger genetic connection with schizophrenia, while bipolar type 2 shows more overlap with depression and attention deficit hyperactivity disorder. This diversity highlights how complex the genetic landscape really is. In summary, genes influence the development of bipolar disorder by increasing vulnerability through many small genetic variations that affect how the brain works. These genetic factors interact with environmental triggers to eventually lead to the symptoms. Understanding the genetic basis helps us see bipolar disorder as a biological condition, which can guide future research and treatment options. But it's important to remember that genetics is only part of the story. Each person's experience is unique, and personalized medical care is essential. If you're concerned about bipolar disorder or your family history, talking to a healthcare professional can provide guidance tailored to your individual needs.